Today I'm going to answer one of the most common questions that I get, and that is, Jason, dude, how do you hold your pick for playing metal guitar? Alright, we're gonna jump right into this, and I think you're gonna be surprised how simple this is. But not only am I gonna show you how I hold my pick, I'm also gonna show you the angle at which the pick goes when I'm playing. And of course, you'll hear some cool riffs. Now, one quick little caveat here. You'll notice the title of this video, it is not how you should hold your pick or how to hold your pick. It is how I hold my pick. I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of the video, so hang around for that. All right, for starters, there's not just one way that I hold my guitar pick. The good news, well, there's only two ways that I hold my guitar pick, so we still keep things kind of simple here. Let's start out with just down picking, or what we know as downstrokes. All right, so first of all, this is how I hold my pick. Then I'm going to kind of show you the angle that the pick is kind of going towards, which is going to sound a little weird, but we'll get to that. So how I hold my pick, and again, this may or may not work for you. This is just how I do it. So on one side, I've got two fingers here, my first two fingers just like that. On the flip side, or the other side, and let's see if I can twist my hand around. There we go. I've got my thumb just like that. So I'm literally holding my pick just like that, okay? So two fingers on one side, my thumbs on the other side there. Now, this is where things get a little interesting for me as I'm picking. So not only do I hold my pick that way for downstrokes, but as I'm playing downstrokes, you'll notice, I'll play another riff and I'll play something a little bit slower. You'll notice that my pick is kind of going out away from the bridge, not straight towards the neck, but at that slight angle going that way, okay? So listen to this, or watch this rather, and you'll see the motion of my wrist of the pick in my hand. Now let's talk about the second way I hold my pick, and this is how I do things when I'm alternate picking, especially playing metal rhythms. So I'll play a couple of riffs here, alternate picking riffs, and you'll notice the way I'm holding my pick is slightly different, and also the angle that I'm picking at is slightly different from how I play my down picking, the downstrokes. And of course I'll break it down after you hear this. I'm kind of digging that riff I just played, so I'm going to have to go back and listen to that again and try to remember. Anyway, so here's how I hold my pick. We'll go over that part first, and then I'll show you the angle, because you notice both of those are different. So remember, downstrokes, I've got my pick like this. Two fingers here, and my thumbs right here, and that's what it looks like from the side view. When I'm playing alternate picking, though, this side where the two fingers are, all right, you'll notice that second finger is bent a little bit, okay? Look at that. You'll notice that's bent a little bit, right? Now, if I flip over, you'll notice my thumb is also bent too. I'm trying to twist my arm to give you a better angle. I guess if I was smart, I would just put the camera over there. Anyway, so you can see, there, that's better. You can see how that second finger's bent and the thumb is bent. And that just kind of helps me secure that pick, right, when I'm alternate picking. Because when you're alternate picking, I think there's probably a little bit greater chance of you dropping your pick, which I don't drop my pick. I hardly ever drop my pick, and I guess I can attribute that to the way I hold my pick. Second to that, and I'm going to play another riff so you can see this up close. The angle that the pick is going in is, again, the opposite, and it's actually towards the bridge. Okay, so let me play another riff. Now, you might have noticed I did play a few downstrokes in there as well, and that's because I rarely ever just alternate pick. There's always going to be a downstroke kind of snuck in there from time to time. If I'm doing a lot of alternate picking, but just throwing in a downstroke here and there, I'll maintain that position of the picking structure for alternate picking, how I do that. And let me show you how that works with galloping. You'll notice that my picking hand and the way I'm picking and all really doesn't change at all. So here we go. My alternate pick holding position, is that how you say it? That did not change. I maintained that all the way through, and that's because I'm mainly alternate picking and just throwing in a little downstroke here and there. If you heard that gallop, well, I hit 2 downstrokes first before I did the gallop. And all galloping is, guys, is just a quick 1, 2, 3. I'll actually put a link to a video, cool galloping video up there if you want to go check that out. It's got some galloping riffs. Now, real quick, and this is an important note, no pun intended. Okay, the pun's always intended. Anyway, so real quick, a lot of the riffs that I write, my personal style, is I'm often doing an equal amount of downstrokes and alternate picking, and sometimes within the same riff. Now, if there's an equal share of both, you'll see me change my pick position or the way I hold my pick. And of course, you'll kind of notice the way the angle of the pick is going as well, because the way I hold the pick sort of determines that. So let me play a riff here that's got an equal amount of downstrokes and alternate picking. Now, real quick, I do the same thing for leads. So when I'm playing downstrokes for leads, right, when I'm just down picking, and sometimes I'll do that when I'm playing a little bit slower style or a little bit, putting a little bit more feeling behind those notes, I'm using the down picking, the downstroke, okay? So I'll play that. So there, I pretty much maintained that position, okay, that the way I hold my pick there for the downstrokes. Now, some of the notes that I picked that might have sound like I alternate picked, I was actually just doing hammer-ons, so I didn't really have to change my pick position or the way I hold my pick at all. Now, let's go through quickly some alternate picking. So yeah, you notice I was holding my pick and that natural, the natural way it kind of angles alternate picking. That was the same for the rhythms, for alternate picked rhythms, as the alternate picking leads, okay? Now, you may have noticed also that I kind of accidentally played some downstrokes as well, and that's because I'm not going to play a guitar solo as just alternate picking the entire time. I always flop back and forth between the two, and like with rhythms, when there's an equal amount of both, I will change the way I hold my pick, and it's just kind of a subconscious thing. I don't even think about it. It's just kind of like magically happens. There's a couple of really important points I want to make about everything you just saw and learned, okay? First of all, though, if you do not have my free practice guide, which I just made this major enhancement to it, make sure you download that. There's a link in the description of this video. If you already have my practice guide, then the next obvious step is to get into my course, Metal Riff Master. There's a link for that in the video description as well below, so check those out. All right, so 2 things, and I'll start this with a little story that I learned from my 5th grade teacher. So back in, elementary school, I kind of grew up in like this Bible belty part of town, or at least that's where the school was. And I don't know, got into the conversation about going to church or something, and my 5th grade teacher, her name was Miss Rogers, she's like, well, Jason, I don't go to church. And I just thought that was so weird because, you know, I was kind of naive. I thought everybody went to church. And she's like, no, I don't. And I'm like, well, why not, Miss Rogers? She's like, Jason, different strokes for different folks. This is something that has stuck with me throughout my life, and it has given me a very deep respect for people that have other opinions, other views, and other way of doing things. Now, what does this have to do with how you hold your guitar pick? Well, I say that because the way I do things, the way I hold my pick, and the way I do my downstrokes and alternate picking, it may or may not work for you, okay? So I just want to harp on this point. The most important thing you can do as a guitar player is play what is most natural and most comfortable to you. That's the most important thing you can do. That's how you will progress. If you're trying to mimic someone else's style or what someone else is doing, and I get it, if you're a beginner, if you're just starting out, that's what you do. You follow what other guitar players that you admire are doing. And of course you pick up little things along the way, which I hope you pick up a lot of great value from my videos. But I just want to make the point that you may hold your pick a different way, and that's okay if it works for you. This video is really just to show you the way I do things, and I hope that it helps. I hope that some of you are like, okay, I've been having trouble with the way I hold my pick, and your video, dude, I get it now. This works for me. But again, I want to go back to, you may already have another method, or you may come up with a better method that works better for you. Doesn't mean it's wrong or right, it just means it works better for you. The second point I wanted to make about how to hold your pick, or how I hold my pick, is don't overthink the process, okay? Don't overthink this. And I was kind of afraid of doing that when I was playing riffs with both downstrokes and alternate picking. You saw how my hand position, my pick holding position and everything just naturally just takes that shift. I don't want you to overthink that as you're playing the riffs. Just, you know, get the basics down and just play what feels natural to you, and that's more than likely going to be the right way for you. These things kind of just come naturally as you play more, as you practice more, and really that's the final answer there. Play your guitar more, spend more time with it, practice more often, practice more consistently, and the way you hold your pick and your technique, all that stuff will just naturally flow over time. Sure, you know, pick up techniques, pick. I gotta pick my pickup now because I just dropped it. Anyway, you watch videos like this and you get tips, you get ideas, and hey, again, this strategy I'm giving you, it may work perfectly for you, but it may not, and that's okay. But just be consistent with your practice. It's the most important thing you can do as a guitarist, or with anything that you want to get exceptionally well at. So those are my final thoughts here for how I hold my pick. I hope this video helped you guys. And please give this a thumbs up. Make sure you are subscribed and turn on your notifications, guys. I'm constantly putting out videos. You know, I'm trying to do 2 or 3 a week these days. So, you know, turn those notifications on. Make sure you are subscribed so you get my videos, because I only put out content that I feel that's going to help you get better as a guitar player. And I hope you guys appreciate and enjoy that. All right, guys, you know what to do. Until next time, keep it metal.